This time I'll teach you this beautiful beach cover-up. You can make it completely to your size, so it is suitable for everyone and is also very easy to make. You can use any color you like. You can find the free written pattern on my blog. The link is in the description box below. If you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more fun patterns and you aren't subscribed yet, then do so by pressing the red subscribe button and the bell button next to it. That is totally free. I like to read your comments, so if you want to share something, you can in the comment section down below. I would love to see your results. You can show me on Instagram at @tuloopscrochet. Enjoy watching. I used for this project 5 skeins of Lisa. I bought that yarn on Edna. They have various amounts of beautiful yarns you can choose from. And I used a nylon yarn, a very thin nylon yarn. You don't have to use that, but I like the way it looked in the end with a little bit of shimmer. I used a 4 and a 5mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, some scissors and a tapestry needle. The pattern is written in US terms. This very easy pattern worked from one side to the other. We work the whole piece in one, and you only have to close the side seams in the end. We start the pattern with some measurements. We measure from where you want your cover up to fall. So for me it is at my thigh. Measure up all the way around your shoulder to the back to the same place. That's where you started on the front. So this whole part, that is your first measurements. You can also measure from here to the top of your shoulder and that multiply by 2, then you have the same amount. Okay, that is your first measurement. Then measure from the point, the top of your shoulder, so where it starts to bend, to the neck, so where your neck starts. So this part, from here to here, that is number 2. Then we start with a chain for the length you wrote down at number 1. So the chain must have the length you wrote down at number 1, and it must be a multiple of 3 plus 2. So that is the stitch count for our pattern. So make multiples of 3 until you have this part covered, and then make 2 extra to start your pattern. So let's begin. We start the left side first. So first we make this part, front and back. So it is a long rectangle that you can flip over your shoulder, so you have a front and at the back the same. So this is your first part. So grab your hook and your 2 yarns or your 1 yarn, that depends on what you are using, and make a slip knot with both. Slide it in your hook, and now chain the amount of chains you need to get the length you wrote down at number 1. So the length from the front over your shoulder to the back. Chain that amount, chain loose, and make your chains in multiples of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I count like this, but you can use your own method. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I make a short swatch. You have a really long chain, I made my chain 210 stitches, and that is about 150 centimeters. Okay, when you have your chain done, then you chain 2. So chain 2 extra at the end of your chain, 1, 2, and then I flip my chain, so I work in the back loops only. So skip the loop on your hook, that doesn't count as a stitch. Skip the first 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain from your hook make a double crochet. So yarn over. I like to use the back bumps, but you can use the front of the chain as well. That is totally up to you. Okay, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we chain 1, yarn over, go to the next chain, make a double crochet in this one, pick up the stitch and make a double crochet like this. Okay, now we skip 1 chain, so skip 1 chain and make a double crochet in the next. Skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next, that is your repeat for this row. So let us do that again. Skip 1 chain, and in the next double crochet, chain 1 in the next double crochet. So skip 1 chain, and in the next a double crochet, chain 1, and in the next another double crochet. Yarn over, skip 1 stitch, in the next double crochet, chain 1, and in the next a double crochet. In the end, work this to the end of your chain, and in the end you have 4 chains left, so we have room for 1 more repeat. So skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next, and then you have 1 stitch left. And if you miscount it, so you have more stitches, or you don't have any stitch left, if you haven't any stitches left, then you can troubleshoot by making a double crochet in the last stitch again. So in the stitch with a double crochet, make another double crochet. If you have 2 stitches left, then make a double crochet in the last stitch. I have 1 stitch left, so yarn over and make a double crochet in the last stitch. That is your end of the row. And here you have your row 1. For row 2, chain 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. So 4 chains and turn your work. Okay, those 4 chains counts as your first double crochet and a chain 1. In this row we make 2 double crochet in every chain 1 space, and in between a chain 1. So this is a double crochet and a chain 1, and now yarn over and find your first chain 1 space. You can recognize them by that are little V's. You see here, this is a little bit more a mountain. So you need to insert in the V. So yarn over, insert in the V, right in the middle, not in the stitch, and make a double crochet. another double crochet in the same space. So you have 2, chain 1, go to the next, chain 1 space. This is another chain 1 space. You see here is a little bit more space in between the double crochet, so this looks like the V. And from now on you can see better where to insert your hook, but this first row it is a little bit difficult to see. So yarn over, insert in the next chain 1 space and make 2 double crochet. So that's 1 and another one in the same space, that's 2, and then chain 1, go to the next, make 2 double crochet, and a chain 1, next 2 double crochet, chain 1. Repeat this all the way to the end, and then you have 1 chain 1 space left and you're starting chain 2. So in this last chain 1 space make 2 double crochet, a chain 1, and in this last chain space, or in the first chain space of row 1, you make 1 double crochet to finish your row. Okay, for the next you chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, turn your work. This is your first double crochet and a chain 1, and we make another double crochet in this first chain 1 space. So yarn over, insert in the first space and make a double crochet. Then yarn over, go to the next space. Now you see your spaces way better than in the first row. In this next space we make a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet. So go in the space, make a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. Do that in every space across. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. This is a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in every chain 1 space across. Pause the video and repeat until you are at the end, and when you are at the end, then you have here 1 chain space left, and in that last chain space, it isn't really a chain space. This was your chain 4 from the previous row, so the chain 3 and the chain 1, this counts as a chain space, so don't forget this one. Make a V-stitch in this one as well. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. For the next row, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So the stitches are the same for both rows, but we have 4 rows to repeat, so we don't increase or decrease our work. So chain 3 and make a double crochet in the V, so in the chain 1 space. To make our 2 double crochet, then chain 1. Go to the next chain 1 space, make 2 double crochet in that chain 1 space, chain 1. Go to the next space, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Next, chain 1 space, 2 double crochet, chain 1. The next, all the way to the end, 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space and a chain 1. Now we have 1 space left. This is your chain 4 from the previous row. In that space we make 2 double crochet to finish our row. Okay, row 5, chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and turn your work. Make a V-stitch in the first chain 1 space. So yarn over, insert in the chain 1 space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, go to the next chain space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, repeat this all the way to the end, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in every chain 1 space across. Super easy, super quick. And when you are at the end, chain 1, double crochet in the last chain 1 space, and in the last, in the chain 3 from the previous row, we make 1 double crochet. And this is how it should look, but then way bigger, of course. Repeat rows 2, 3, 4 and 5 until your work is the width you wrote down at number 2. So you can also measure by placing it on your body, so from the shoulder to the middle of the neck at the front. And if you cover this part in width, then I'll meet you back and show you how to make the other half and make the neckline. So keep working, repeating rows 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then I'll meet you back when you have the right size. When you finished your big rectangle, mine is 1 meter and 50 centimeters in length and 20 centimeters in width. Then it is start to make the neckline and start your other half of the pattern. So now we finish this part, and then you make exactly the same on the other side. Before we can do that, we need to decide how low you want your neckline. You can choose to make the front and back the same, but I want my back a little bit higher than my front. So how can you measure that? Wrap this part around your shoulder, make sure the bottom is the same on the front and at the back. You can also slip in a stitch marker at a half of your work, so you can place that on your shoulders so you know the front is exactly the same as the back. Then see in the mirror where you want your neckline to start. So where is the point you want your neckline? So how deep do you want the V in the front? Place a stitch marker on that place. Place your stitch marker in a chain 1 space. So it doesn't matter which row you ended, this part will place your stitch marker in a chain 1 space. Then feel with your hand on the back. If you want your back a little bit higher than the front, then you can feel it and place your stitch marker. And then take it off and lay it flat on the table, and then put it on the right spot. Like this. Then you are ready to start the other half. So you see here I placed my 2 stitch markers here and here. What you are doing is, where your yarn is attached, chain 3 or chain 4, that is what's next make the row you're on, work your row until you reach the stitch with the stitch marker. So here is my chain 1 space. So I ended my 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space before the stitch marker. So what are you going to do? You count your stitches in between the stitch markers, including the stitch markers. So I have my chain 1 coming up next, so that's also counting as a chain. So that is your stitch marker, is the chain 1, and then count all your stitches all the way to the other side, and your last chain 1 to start your 2 double crochet again. This one is not in the right place. It should be here. Okay. So that is what you are going to do, and then you can start your, after the stitch marker, you can start your pattern all the way to the end. But what are we going to do here? So when you reach your stitch marker and you counted your stitches in between the stitch markers plus 2 for the stitch markers, then chain that amount of stitches. So just chain as many stitches as you need to cover this part between the stitch markers. Then when you are here, you can start your 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space again and work your way to the end. Let me show you. So chain your amount of stitches, and when you have that amount, then you can jump to the first chain 1 space after your stitch marker, or the chain 1 space where you placed your stitch marker, that is both fine. Then insert in that space, and I need 2 double crochet in that stitch. Maybe you need a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, so 1 and another one, chain 1, go to my next chain 1 space and continue my stitch pattern. So work your way to the end, chain, turn your work and work your way back. And when you are at the part with the chain again, then I'll meet you back and show you how to work your chain. I finished my row until my chain, and now we make our stitch pattern. We continue our stitch pattern in the chain. So my row is a double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 1 spaces, but here we don't have chain 1 spaces but only chain, so we make a double crochet in the first chain, then a chain 1 and a double crochet in the second chain, then skip 1 chain, make a double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain, skip 1 chain. If you have a row of 2 double crochet, chain 1, then do exactly the same, but then make the chain 1 after the 2 double crochet. So every double crochet gets its own chain, and after 2 double crochet you skip a chain. So it doesn't matter if the chain 1 is in between 2 double crochets or at the end of 2 double crochets, every double crochet gets a chain. You can take out the stitch markers, we don't need them anymore. And now it is just working in rows, repeating the same steps until your work is the same amount that you have on this side. So here we have the 2 double crochet and the chain 1, and in that chain 1 we make a double crochet. So insert. You can also work around the chain, but then you have to count how many stitches you need to make to cross to the other side. Okay. So double crochet, chain 1, and in the next chain another double crochet like this. Then skip a chain, and in the next chain make a double crochet. Chain 1, go to the next chain and make a double crochet. Skip a chain, and in the next a double crochet. Chain 1, and the next chain another double crochet. Okay, repeat this all the way along your chain, across your chain, and when you are at the end, just start working in the chain 1 spaces again. And then repeat the process of making rows back and forth until this part is the same amount of rows as this part. If that is the case, then I'll meet you back and show you how to finish your project. I finished both sides of my top, and now I have a big rectangle with a slit in the middle for the neck. Fold your work in half lengthwise. Place stitch markers on both sides where you want your armholes. I have 12 holes from the top of the shoulder, 12 holes for my arm part. So place a stitch marker there, and then turn your work inside out, or decide which side you want for the outside. Both sides are the same, so pick your side of preference and then close the side seam. You can close the side seam so from bottom, so where your yarn is still attached. You can make slip stitches, single crochets, or just sew it together until you reach the stitch with a stitch marker. Then cut your yarn, bind off, weave in at end, and do the same on the other side. Then you are done, or you can say I crochet a row of or a round of single crochet or half double crochet or double crochet around the bottom, around the arms, armholes, and around the neckline to clean up your lines. That is totally optional. You can leave it the way it is right now, or you can see where you want a little bit cleaner line. So you can also choose to only do the neckline or only do the bottom. That is totally up to you. Then I crocheted the cord. I crochet a cord that you can weave through the holes for the middle. If you want to learn how I did that, you can click on the video in the corner. There I teach you how to make a cord. Then weave it through where you want the cord, and then you can tie it around your waist. And then your top is all done, and the end result should look like this. If you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed yet and you like what you see, consider subscribing by clicking the red button and the bell button next to it so you never miss another video. I would love to see your results. You can show me on Instagram at 2loopscrochet. Hope to see you next time. Bye!